Will you do that dance you were just doing again for me?
Oh, man, we've got some good. It's popping in here.
The vibes are off.
Day.
Why don't we have sunglasses?
What a day. It really is a great vibes day. Great vibes day. I mean,
Producer
honestly,
guy,
the Falcons did it.
Will you see if my there's a pair of sunglasses over there? I think there's some $ ones somewhere because the boys are heating up.
It's true. It's true. Only a
Like,
matter of time.
It was only a matter of time before we popped off, and now we're heating up. Last night, we hit the Chiefs' first quarter spread. We did not hit the halftime spread. But then I doubled down with my winnings from the first quarter spread and threw that down on Chiefs over 6.5 in the third quarter. And they hit it with 30 seconds remaining. I can't believe they went almost 3 whole quarters without scoring a touchdown. Like, that was my whole thesis behind this. I was like, you cannot stop these guys from scoring touchdowns for 3 straight quarters.
It went exactly as I basically predicted. And they, those really bad Patriots quarterbacks tried their best to blow it. But the under for the Chiefs, the under for the game was easy money. That really played out nicely. That was nice. As I was telling you then by text, I have quit the Falcons.
Finally.
I have to. Hold me to that, please.
So then, yes, you bring me to Aaron Rodgers. I'm sitting here on the show yesterday saying, I just want to bet on Aaron Rodgers. And we went over it for like 5 minutes trying to figure out what the best bet on Aaron Rodgers was. What an utter waste of time because every bet on Aaron Rodgers was the best bet on Aaron Rodgers.
That's exactly right. 2.5 touchdowns hit before we could even talk
halftime,
about it.
Before halftime.
Before halftime. The yardage hit, midway? 5 minutes left in the third.
Yep.
Completions, did we even monitor that?
Completions hit.
Nice. And I mean, my man's got running backs out there playing wide receiver. He's got a tight end, Bob Trunnion, catching three touchdowns. Unknowns, and he's just lighting it up. Tanyan. There you go.
Bob Tanyan.
Bob Tanyan, man. That's Henry educated about him on the fantasy podcast.
Trains with George Kittle, which, matters, I think.
I almost cussed there. George Kittle, great week as well. So it was a really nice Monday night.
George Kittle is an absolute freak. There's no debate, right? He's like far and away the best tight end in the NFL.
Travis Kelce?
He's so much better than Travis Kelce.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, they do rely on him a lot more.
If you just watch 2 games of those 2 guys, what you'll see is that Kelce, I'm not trying to take anything away from him. He's just much more a product of their offense.
Totally.
Whereas, like, you're just seeing him make easy catches in the soft spots of the zones all. Whereas Kittle is just like creating his own shot, for lack of a better term, all game long, and just beasting people.
Yeah, I mean, Kittle really is a beast, while Kelsey's just a smooth operator. You're right.
Exactly.
That is kind of the difference.
So, anyways, big night last night. 3-1 for me. That comes on the heels of a big Sunday, and so the boys are hot. Very nice. And I'm feeling great.
Draft day, we've got this show. I've got a bunch of wagers for that we'll touch on. And I now really look forward to these Tuesday shows where we get to guess the lines. A little different last Sunday after guessing the lines. Almost feels like I'm invested in every single game.
Yeah,
So it's
I think we were really spot on with some of those guess the lines.
Yes.
And it just factored into our picks for the games,
Yep.
and we had a really good week. So let's get back to it. Explain to people how we do this guess the line segment.
Yeah, we both, Ryan does a good job not looking at the lines. I, prior to looking at the lines, just go on a spreadsheet, guess them myself. Then I take our numbers that we use to calculate the lines. And then on this show, we unveil the actual spreads. And with that, we're able to kind of mine the inefficiencies that we see right off the bat.
If you ever find one that Andre and I think is wrong and the numbers think is wrong, that's when you know to pounce.
It's golden, yes. And we start this week. Thursday night, it's Tampa Bay going to Chicago.
I'm going to say, Tampa Bay -5.5.
Dang. On the money, I had a -4.5. Nicely done. Great start. We should mention you whooped me last week. Okay. Then we have a bit of a... Oh, and let's look at what the numbers are saying. The numbers, I kind of hated what they had to say.
Spreadsheet season.
On this one, because No. The numbers, this is on the money. -3, even, or -5. Updated YPP is the one who likes this less.
Oh, updated YPP says bad spread.
It says it should be even.
Wow. So that's
Yeah.
5 points.
That's 5 points.
I'm a big fan of updated YPP.
I know. I think it's going to be tricky. All right. We will go in order of how they are on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Raiders at Chiefs.
Raiders at Chiefs. Chiefs -9.5.
I said 10.5. It is 12.5.
Woo!
That's big.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's really big. The numbers say it should be 7, 8.5, or 14. So, there.
What was it again?
7, 8.5, or 14.
Which one is updated YPP?
8.5. So they say that's a bit. Here's the problem with the Raiders, though. Great team if they can kind of control the clock, and but if you get behind on the Chiefs, they fall behind by 10, 14.
Yeah.
Massive trouble. So I kind of like the Chiefs in this one. All right, we go on. Bengals at the Ravens.
Oh, man.
You're laying lots of points this week.
Yeah, this is a great week for the bet 1 to win 100.
Yeah, sure is.
Give me, oh, goodness. The Ravens -13.5.
Ooh, on the money
Let's go.
again. And you beat me by just a point. I had this at 12.5. I guess that's fair. And we're going to start seeing a trend where the numbers are seen all of these as slightly high. Actually, original YPP has this on the money at 13.5. Updated YPP, just 9.5. EW would have this as a 6-point spread.
So a lot of underdog spread picks according to the numbers this week.
That's right.
I think that I can understand why that's happening because the public is ready to say they know everything about these teams.
Right.
You just look, you're like, oh, the Chiefs are way better than the Raiders. The Bengals are way worse than the Ravens. And the public just starts hammering favorites.
Yes, right. And laying down these lines that are far too generous.
I hate betting on big underdogs because it just feels like painful the whole game. You know the team that you've chosen is worse.
Right.
It's so hard to just cling on to the points that you have, knowing that they're less talented, worse coached, all these things.
Right.
But sometimes you got to follow the numbers.
Yeah, I know. This is going to be another one that's going to be a little harder to handicap. Rams at Washington football team.
9.5.
7.5.
Oh.
What do I have here? I had 9. I win that just barely.
Congrats.
Thank you. And man, this Washington football team, hard to believe in these guys. I mean, so I have it as even on one of these.
You got to say which one.
Oh, okay, I have even for old school YPP, new school YPP. Oh, I don't know why I didn't calculate these. That should also be the Rams by just a half point.
Wow.
And EW has this as even.
Shoot. Another one.
Yeah. Hard to believe in Haskins or the football team without Chase Young. The Chase Young injury is going to be big for me. If he's playing, we did see Terry McLaurin come back quickly. All right, we're tied
Haskins
2-2.
So
I know.
blah.
And that line isn't good. You know when a line not being good is problematic? Against Aaron Donald.
Right. Yep. Man.
Jaguars at Texans.
Oh, man. Texans going to get the new coach bump. This is the first time we've talked about the new coach bump.
And I made mine without the new coach bump. It wouldn't have factored in. Yeah, new coach bump. Shocking for me.
I'm big on the new coach bump. I'm big on the fresh uniforms bump. Air Force on Saturday. Oh, man. What an easy pick.
I could have used this advice. Yeah.
You got to.
I took Navy.
Did you see what Air Force was wearing?
Yes.
You see that and you just dump money on them every time.
I know. It didn't factor into my decision this.
Okay, so you've got new coach games. You've got uniform games.
I like the new coach.
Like rookie quarterback games. So when Tua comes in for the first game, hopefully it's not against the Broncos, crush the Dolphins.
That's right.
There's certain things here that you have to follow. So I'm going to say it's 4.5 for the Texans.
It's 6, which is insane.
Still
I had it at 2.5 myself.
New coach game.
Oh man, yeah, we tie on this one. What did the numbers like here? The numbers think Houston by 4, 4.5, or 5, so they're all in agreement.
Yeah.
6 is a smidge too generous. I mean,
it
hard
is,
to have confidence in the Texans, who have been absolute hot garbage.
Yep. Also, by the way, is anyone in the world, people in the world, is anyone in this office surprised that Laviska Shenault is awesome?
Yeah, not at all.
Okay.
Pennsylvania Derby. It's the Steelers are hosting here.
The Penn Derby?
The Penn Derby. It's Derby season, folks. And it's the Birds against the Steeltown Steelers.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm going to love whatever the Birds are in this game.
You are.
I'm going to say that they have it as Pittsburgh getting 6.5.
Ooh.
Sorry, giving 6.5.
It's 7. I had it at 7.5. Back-to-back ties.
Yeah, I'm gonna love that for the Eagles.
And the numbers, okay. Old school numbers, YPP and EW. YPP 4.5 for the Steelers, even.
Actually,
even.
oh god, their pass rush.
Updated YPP 10 for the Steelers.
Yeah. I want to believe
pass rush terrifies you, right?
I want to believe in the Eagles because I actually think they're better than the public thinks, but that pass rush against, I mean, their whole offensive line is decimated. They're out there. What's the guy's name for the Jets? They're Mekhi Bectoning Lane Johnson out there for making him play when he's barely able to move.
Sad, man.
There's no way they're going to be able to slow down that pass rush, and then they're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah. Dupree and Watt, not a great equation for Carson. Okay. Cardinals at Jets. Big one for your boy. Big one to see how much is the public fading the terrible Jets and how much have people lost hope in Kingsbury?
Man, I have a feeling I'm going to end up loving this line the same way that I loved the Cardinals this week. That one came back to bite me.
Yeah.
It's going to be Cardinals -5.5.
It's 7. I had it at 7.5.
Oh, you win. Wow. Okay, it's more than I thought. I thought they were going to really give me I want that hook back.
Updated YPP, Cards by 2. Old school YPP, Jets by 2.5. EW, Cards by 3. But on the road, 7 is too much.
Okay, have we had a game yet where the numbers didn't favor the underdog?
We also haven't had a game under 6. I mean, Houston-Jacksonville is the only one that's been under a touchdown.
Wow.
It's just been laying points left and right.
Gosh.
I guess the Thursday night are the 5.5 and the Bears. I
kind of just want to trust the numbers this week and just hammer underdog spreads.
Does feel like these are overreaction lines that you might be smart to go counter tendency.
Unders and underdogs.
We're going to mull over that theory. We have the Carolina Panthers, who might be a profitable bad team, as we mentioned, against the Atlanta Falcons in Hotlanta. Please save me. Please save me.
Wow.
I'm triggered by this line.
They're definitely just giving the Falcons the home 3.
The standard home 3. That's exactly what I guessed. It's 2.5. We have yet another tie. I have a lead, 3-2. Gonna have to get creative here.
Give me Panthers money line. Teddy B shreds that secondary.
Plus 112. Yeah, we were talking about this on the fantasy podcast today. Yeah, the Panthers are kind of good on offense. Teddy B is kind of nice.
Did they do this on purpose? I still don't know. Why are teams so bad at tanking?
It's almost like when you're given the tanking label, it's like all you're elevated of all pressure.
Except for the Jets, because they have a supposed franchise quarterback.
Right.
So the pressure still exists.
Updated YPP is the only one that has Carolina favored. Old school YPP would have the Falcons by 5. EW, the Falcons as much as 7.
I love me some new
Yeah.
school YPP.
Yeah, I'm with you. Colts at the Browns. This is an interesting one.
Colts at Browns. I'll say Colts -4.
Colts -4. Boy, we are on the same line. That's exactly what I guessed. It's Colts just -2.
Okay.
And
I can't. I have to like stay away from the Colts games for a while because my instinct is going to be to bet Browns in this game.
I know.
And I know it'll just come back to bite me.
I know.
Baker versus like a seemingly elite defense.
Maybe the only defense I trust in the NFL right now.
Gosh dang it. Yeah,
But
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
have to
what
stay
does
away from
that mean?
one.
They've also, per my power rankings, second easiest schedule they've faced. Niners only team with an easier schedule so far.
Did I? Never mind. Go ahead.
And with the numbers on this, yeah, old school YPP likes the Browns by 4.5. EW likes the Browns by 2. Updated YPP likes the Colts by 1.
So close game.
Yeah.
Could be the game of the week.
Could be low key and a big test for the Colts defense. Like now you got to show us if you're elite because say what you will about the Browns, there's talent on that offense across the board.
Oh yeah.
Giants go to the Cowboys.
Giants at Cowboys. Wow, how much belief has been lost in the Cowboys is the question here.
Right, and yet the Giants are so juicy to fade. It is a tough one.
Is it Cowboys -6.5?
I guessed Cowboys 7.5. We were both not nearly close enough. It's 9.5.
Oh, okay, so they haven't given up on the Cowboys yet.
They haven't given up on the I mean,
or is the book just know that all these idiot Cowboys fans will just continue to bet on their team and we can set the lines at whatever we want?
new school YPP -8.5. The two old school lines say it should be Cowboys by 11. That's against a Giants team with Saquon and everything.
So,
that hasn't fallen apart.
Yeah, that.
The problem is what the numbers tell us is the Cowboys have closed that gap.
Right. What is What is the over under in this game?
54.
How are the Giants gonna score enough to keep up their end of that bargain? Like
Not
if
sure.
you have that going over, you have it like 42-13.
Well, that's another interesting factor to monitor is the overreaction overs and some correction happening with that. Also, defenses are going to start getting better. Second week of October, we're going to start seeing defenses be just a smidge sharper.
You think they should fire Mike Nolan?
Yeah, I do.
What kind of idea was that in the first place?
I don't know, man. Rod Marinelli, in comparison, it looks like the greatest DC of all times for what he was doing the last few years. Vikings at Seahawks. Two teams in opposite directions.
Can they set the line high enough?
Right.
I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to give me another Seahawks dub, and I'm going to say Seahawks -5.5.
It's 7. What did I have this at? You kind of need this to stay in it. Let's see if I went too high or too low. I had 7.5.
You win.
So I win that. You know what? The numbers, surprise. Love Minnesota. I mean, love
The
Minnesota.
numbers are wrong about Minnesota.
And they're wrong about Seattle.
Yes.
Have been the entire time.
Seattle, most profitable team in the NFL right now, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Or Green Bay, probably.
Yeah, and Colts are right up there, but those are the top 3. Updated YPP is the only one that has the Seahawks as favorites, but it's only by 2.5. And their defense has been bad. Like, could Dalvin Cook, could Thielen, could Justin Jefferson, could Cousins put up a lot of points to make this, I don't know, a 4-point game? Another one where the numbers would say don't lay all those points.
Yeah.
Just something worth
Russ is
keeping
just
in mind.
moving the ball with such ease. Just like
I wouldn't bet against Russ. I mean, that Miami
bet against Russ.
That Miami game was the trap game of all trap games.
So
once they pass that test, I'm kind of cool.
I think I'm close to developing a new rule. You know my rules on underdog quarterbacks, such as Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers is ever an underdog, you take him.
Yep.
There's certain quarterbacks like that you just, Russell Wilson, obviously. I just bet on Russell Wilson every week no matter what. And there's certain things. I might actually add Aaron Rodgers into the never bet against him category.
This season he should be.
No time do you ever feel more stupid than when you imagine if you picked the Patriots last night. They hang with it, and then you just end up feeling dumb because they lose by 20 points.
In fairness, that was on the quarterbacks for the Pats. But yeah, no, you're right.
You just end up feeling silly. You're like, they can slow down Aaron Rodgers. It's like, no, they can't.
No, and Rodgers, we kind of took a break, even though he went 13-3 and was very profitable last year as well.
How is Brian Hoyer
now
so
he's
dumb?
On fire, man. Dude, for real.
You expect when you start Brian Hoyer over Jarrett Stidham, you're like, well, he sucks and he's completely physically limited, but at least he'll make the right decisions.
That is the problem sometimes with those vet quarterbacks, though, is they're just mummified and they can't. Their body's operating so slowly, their mind just can't make up for it anymore.
What was Bill Belichick doing burning 3 timeouts so quickly during that 2-minute drill? I'm like, why would you not hold on to your last timeout?
That's where Hoyer
that
infuriated.
He thought he had a timeout though. But they burned 3 timeouts on 3 consecutive plays.
No, I mean, that you have to know. Cannot not know that.
Okay. Monday night, Chargers at Saints.
Chargers
and I was
at
completely
Saints.
Off on this.
Wow, this has an opportunity to be the Justin Herbert coming out party.
Yeah, it does.
The whole world will be watching. They want to see if the kid's legit.
You know it.
Saints -4.
I said Saints -3.
It is Saints -8.
Oh, so not only is everyone going to be watching Justin Herbert, they're going to be betting on him as well.
-8.
Well, I won that one. -8, huh?
Unreal.
I guarantee you there's going to be so much money on the handle, the money line. Chargers money line is going to get some action.
+300.
Yeah.
51.5 over under.
Under.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe
The Chargers defense, who I thought I didn't think the Colts. Last week I thought the one elite defense was the Chargers. Then Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't kill him. He put him in a body bag.
Oh, yeah.
He finished the job.
Yep.
He then probably put him in the incinerator, too.
You know who's not known for finishing the job, who has yet to do so? Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I've happily been trolling on Twitter already. These are one of the things that gives me joy in life is talking about how Justin Herbert can't close out games.
I mean,
I don't know why that's my never, Ryan.
But also,
never.
He never made these jaw-dropping deep ball throws in college.
Yeah,
he had some tight window throws.
Right.
But you never saw him throwing. Yeah. Where did these come? That's the thing that I'm like, oh wow, we didn't predict that one. Back foot 60 yards, flick of the wrist, dime.
It's great.
I'm like, that did not exist on his college tape.
It's also cover 0.
I know.
It's one read. We just need to put it in the right spot. But
it was a lot easier said than done.
It was a good one. I mean, you're right about that.
Definitely not warranted of the Patrick Mahomes comparison that Bruce Arians made after the game. Everyone wants to talk up the guy that just sliced and diced their defense.
Yeah, that's kind of like a LeBron comparison. I wouldn't mess with it,
Right.
I don't think we'll see many more Mahomes. I don't think we'll see many more like Karl Malones who can play point guard, which is what LeBron James is.
Some crazy Chiefs fan is going to get mad at me for saying this. But when you watch the way the ball comes out of Patrick Mahomes' hands versus the way that it comes out of Aaron Rodgers' hands, if you just watch them throw it, you would not think that Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league.
I'll pay attention to this more.
When it comes out of Aaron Rodgers' hands, it looks like it was shot out of a laser gun.
Yeah,
Mahomes, I think it's just his motion. It's not as fast.
He's literally lit. They both are. The thing with Mahomes though is he's doing it by generating 0 power with his lower body.
Yeah,
He's the Deontay Wilder of quarterbacks.
There's like 4 people who understood that reference.
I guess probably, but Speaking it's that kind of deal.
We didn't really talk much about the UFC. Oh man,
why do I keep coming back to betting on women's UFC?
I honestly think I might be 0-for in my career.
Yes, I think I am.
Like I'm like 0-9 betting on women's UFC.
And all I would have to do is just fade what I think.
I know, dude. This will be the last thing we'll say about it, but I'm not kidding. That was the best 5-round performance I've ever seen by any UFC fighter, Holly Holm, in the main event.
That was incredible. Surgical.
How is no one else as well conditioned as she is? I've never seen someone be able to go that hard for that many rounds. She was like running circles around this chick for 5 straight rounds. Yes.
Could not do anything.
Never slowed down. Coming with like 7-move combos with 1 minute left in the 5th round.
Oh, that final minute was what was
she wanted to finish
one of the great athletic showings I've ever seen.
I was floored.
Yeah.
By far, best 5-round performance I've ever seen.
Yeah. No, definitely.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
And I was on the other side. So I hated every second of it.
Yeah, it's true.
And I knew very early what was happening.
It's so true. All right, and we have a lot of NHL.
There's one more.
Oh, no. Green Bay, Detroit, they're actually on buys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guessed them here, but then it turns out that's not an actual.
What was the final tally there?
5-3.
And how many ties?
Many. Oh, wait. I skipped a couple?
I think you did.
Oh, we don't have a line for the Broncos.
Why?
Because I imagine we're still figuring things out with the Patriots and don't know
they don't want to know yet.
who their starting quarterback is. And similarly, because there's no starting quarterback,
we don't have a line for Niners, Dolphins. Let's see, though. We could just go off ESPN. They'll sometimes have a preemptive, like, generic line on these, just for the sake of closing this out.
Kind of a funny thing that happened today. I'm not going to give them publicity, but a different sports book decided to pay out all bettors who picked the Chiefs to win the AFC West already. Now, it's just It's just good marketing. But people are losing their minds over this, and it's hilarious on Twitter.
Wow, gutsy. I mean, it is trending that way, but I don't know. We don't have one for the Broncos. In this season, I really don't know, Ryan.
That's true.
There is we're one game away from a Chris Jones, Tyreek Hill, Tyrann Mathieu, Patrick Mahomes all being injured. Like, that's not that.
I don't want to wish that on
I'm just saying.
I know.
The crazier things have actually happened this season. Okay, on the ESPN app, we can get a line, not for the Broncos, but for the Niners, Dolphins. Lay that on me, and then once we get a Broncos line, that will be our actual tiebreaker, if you can win this.
Well, did you...
I've guessed it.
Okay, you guessed it.
I guessed it prior. I guessed everything.
I'm going to say, oh, man.
Got to guess for the bye week teams.
San Francisco -4.5.
Oh, I have -4. Oh, it is 8 per the stupid app.
Wow.
I mean, inconceivable.
Maybe, are they getting Jimmy G back potentially?
Potentially. Now, the numbers, old school YPP says San Francisco by 15.
Yeah.
Again, assume new school YPP 14.5.
Oh. Wow.
But again, they've had the easiest schedule of any team in the NFL per my power
books out on Nick Mullins.
Yeah. I would still trade a second and a first for Nick Mullins if the Niners could guarantee no stupid pick sixes like we saw in that.
Shut up. You would not trade anything for Nick Mullins.
No, I think he's trash. And any conversations like that were trash as well.
Okay.
Boom.
Quick shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook, where not only can you bet on all these games, not only can you bet $1 to win $100 on any NFL team, but you can actually bet on the NHL draft, which was an upset in my opinion.
Beautiful.
I was not expecting NHL draft lines.
You weren't.
I wasn't. It's so loosely followed by anyone outside of this office.
And yet it's popping in this office.
And because of that, we believe there's some opportunity here. But we'll get to that in a second. Again, head over to DraftKings Sportsbook. Use the code DNVR when you sign up. Get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000. Just incredible options over there. Always the best promos. And stuff like being able to bet on the NHL draft.
It's a beautiful thing.
We had success on
MLB?
On the MLB draft.
We would have killed the NFL.
We would have absolutely murdered the
Yes,
NFL draft, but it wasn't legal in Colorado yet.
Right.
And
DraftKings, you're lucky you're not out of business. I'm just saying that.
And now it's time to turn our talents to the NHL draft. Anyways, DraftKings Sportsbook. Of course, you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. The deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Okay. Andre, how many bets have you made on the NHL draft?
I'm
God,
counting.
he's counting. This is insane.
Okay. Just 12.
12. This man has made 12 bets on the NHL
Oh, sorry,
draft.
13.
13 bets.
My goal was 20.
Why is that a goal of
I'm
yours?
a little for content on the show and to have things to follow along. Also, I think we are really uniquely poised with the insights of guys like AJ Hafley, Nathan Rudolph, a guy who actually grinds more film than me, actually watches more obscure film than me. Only person I would ever say that of, frankly, all the people, all the great intel they have. I think we're really in a unique spot, and it's also kind of a fun draft to where the analysts have had so much extra time to prep for this that we kind of, we kind of know what's on the tables now. We know the draft's unpredictable, and we'll see how it plays out. But what's been interesting is there's been some real movement on this one goalie, Askarov, to go earlier today. His over-under in draft position was set at 10.5. Hasn't happened this decade that a goalie has been drafted in the top 10, but he's really that unique talent that warrants it. I've gone in 3 units on this.
Yeah. So this is the
I'm
pick.
very confident. Yes.
We are once again asking Askarov for financial support.
Truly. Well done.
I've never heard of the guy until today.
Oh, sure.
This, how much I trust you as my co-host. I'm in 2 units as well.
Yeah. Yaroslav Askarov, I'm also in. It's a long shot, but for him to be the 4th overall pick,
I got in at that at plus 650. That's been moved to plus 500.
that was a nice sprinkle, and also the line from his over under 10.5 has been moved to 9.5.
And that took out one potential landing spot.
One potential landing spot, but still now the under is at plus 100. I mean, they're scared. They know that everyone's rooting for the under or the over setup plus 100 because they know it's an upset even at 9.5 now. So that's really the bet. I'm rooting for a goalie to go in the top 10. I'm especially rooting for him to go either 4th or 5th because that'll make me a nice. I mean, that'll be a 10 unit night right there. Because it's such a long shot. And you can also take him in some interesting matchups as well.
If you had to say 4th or 5th, which one are you going with?
I would say 5th seems much more likely, but the line has moved. Vegas thinks there's a possibility he goes 4th now. A more real possibility.
Now, you mentioned the show. We haven't even told people what show that is. What time are we going live?
4:45. So you tune right in an hour. Less than an hour.
4:45, going live. DNVR NHL Draft Day live. You've seen our NFL Draft Day live. You've seen our MLB Draft Day live. They just keep getting better, in my opinion. It's the best, by far, the best Avalanche draft coverage you'll ever see in your entire life.
Absolutely.
But maybe like the best local NHL draft coverage you can find, period.
Totally.
So it's fun. We're going to have Andre on there. Talking bets. We'll probably hear all 13 of his bets on there. We'll bring in our good friend Henry, who, of course, has been on this show, I believe.
I think he's interviewing people in the streets or something, or having people in the bar spell things out.
Who knows? Who knows what Hank's going to be doing?
Yep.
I might come in, try and guess whether prospects are real or fake.
Beautiful. Sounds
which is
great.
perfect. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Check it out, and What, you see another bet you like?
I mean, there's been such movement. The first pick is it's known, but the second pick is either Tim Stutzel or Quentin Byfield. I'm sure I butchered both those names. Stutzel came in as the big favorite this morning. Then it went to even. Now Byfield's the big favorite. Why didn't I take him earlier? That's who everyone had mocked. Damn it.
Now you're the one
Now I'm
getting
in
mocked.
on Stutzel. Yeah, I'm getting mocked. It's true. It's true. Well played. Well played.
Lots of interesting ways to profit off of this. All I know is that
Quite.
I just think we should all be in on Askarov
Big time.
because it's just going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, excited for
That's
that.
gonna be
Excited for the show. And with that, we probably need to clear the landing for those
We
boys.
do, in fact.
So tune in. NHL Draft Day Live coming to you soon from the DNVR bar. Should be a fun night watching the NHL draft. And if you honestly don't even have to know anything about it to watch this show and have fun. So
It's probably better if you don't.
Come join us and let's go Askarov.
Let's go,
Top
Askarov.
10, baby. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.